Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dénes István. I'm from Accenture. And yeah, let's start with the phone number. I hope everybody knows this number. It's a very good phone number to know. It's the European Union's emergency number, so everywhere you can call this number in case of emergency. So let's take a basic scenario. There's an accident. Somebody calls 112. The operator picks up the phone, gathers the information, sends the ambulance, and the first responder gives the first aid. The time between the first phone call rings and the first response is the emergency personnel's response time. This is the time they want to lower because you can see in the next graph, after 5 minutes in critical cases, the chance of survival for the patient is very low. So they made a study, I think in 2015 in the United States, and they saw that if they can lower this time in just 1 minute, in average just minute, they could have saved in 2015 around 150,000 people's lives. So it's highly critical for them to lower this time, this response time. But the good news is technology can help in this, and we as software creators can help a lot. So, an emergency operator, what kind of tools does he need? First of all, he needs a phone to get the incoming 112 call. A radio, this is in the European Union, they use TETRA network. These are the walkie-talkies that you can see on cops and higher personnel. So the operator can talk with the emergency personnel on the site. The TETRA network is something similar as the GSM network. The only difference is much faster call setup, so the calls are going through much faster and has a better encryption. These are usually for safety. Also, the operator needs a map, so he or she can locate the place of the accident, and some kind of tool where he gathers the data. Usually now software, in the past they used Excel, a bit before that pen and paper, but today mostly use some kind of tool. And in the last 5 to 10 years, they started to merge these merge these softwares, and so they created computer-aided dispatching systems for emergency medical services softwares. The first focuses on the dispatching of the ambulances. The second one more on the medical side. And this is where my article starts, so let's get this to the next level. So let's go back to the initial concept, scenario. We have an emergency caller and calls the operator. Now, the operator can access a server where he uploads all the data that he gathers from the emergency caller. By this, the operator can share the data with other operators. So in case of a big accident, everybody can join in and help from the operator side. While the first responder ambulance is connected to the same servers, he gets all the data instantly. The operator doesn't have to tell the ambulance driver, okay, or this here or there, data gets to the ambulance instantly. Also, using the TETRA network, the operator can call into the same call the other government agencies, so the operator can connect the GSM network with the TETRA network and have everybody in the same conference. And then online maps don't use, they sometimes use physical maps, now they can use online maps. They can share with the first responder ambulance the location, the route which they have to take. They also can specify special zones where the first responder ambulance shouldn't go in case of a bombing or threat or something. Then you have connected to the same system GPS positioning, possible the phone of the in-caller. You can have the GPS from the mobile phone or from the towers by triangulation, so 3 towers can give the exact location of the emergency caller. This same GPS position can then be sent directly to the ambulance. Then the same system can connect to government databases. From the phone number, we have social security number. From social security number, you can have the person's medical history, relatives that the operator can contact, ask for help. The servers can connect to weather station, so they have instant weather data, also in the ambulance. And they can automate the station. So now the ambulance driver doesn't have to push the button and open the ambulance station's door. The operator just can do it for you. And they can add to the mix volunteer groups. I've seen in a couple of regions in Europe, they have these special volunteer groups set up. These are mostly people with medical backgrounds. So in case there's a heart attack, this group can get an SMS with the location and the status of the patient. And usually they can get faster to the patient's location than the ambulance. So this is a way to reduce the response time, the first response time. And then arrives the ambulance and takes care of the rest. What's next? Yeah, Tetra is a very good system. It's fast. It's highly reliable, but it's getting cold. So they are thinking of moving to 5G. It's just a thing code. Mobile development, nowadays everybody likes to swipe on the touch screen. So thinking here is that first response personnel on the location with a swipe can get extra ambulances to the scene. So it doesn't have to call the operator then sends another ambulance. AI-based decision system, this mostly helps when the operator gathers the data. The AI can, or machine learning can help decide the priority of the case. Not the operator has to decide what kind of priority does the current case have. But AI probably won't replace the operator itself. Usually, in most cases, it's better if the in-caller hears a human sound. Think of a suicide, possible suicide attempt. Person, it's not good to hear from the AI or a generated voice to respond to the person. And wireless monitoring system, I've seen some of these appear now. These are usually on the wrist, and handed out to chronic disease, person with chronic disease, so they can, in case this sense that something is wrong, they can press the button, and that sends the an alarm to the operator, and doesn't have to call the operator, the person, so it's much faster. I think that's it. Yeah, thank you, and if you have questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions. How hard will it be to apply this kind of stuff in technology? How much changes will require for the current infrastructure?
First of all, the infrastructure, you have to have a bigger operator room, and yeah, then the servers and the software has to be implemented, but the rest is...
So we're not
so
too big
mostly
to change. It's more about the software itself.
Software are available, so most of the stuff is available.
Okay, very much.
So I also have a question. From the image that you showed, indeed, nothing changes right now, except the fact that the operator will have a better system to manage everything, where he gets the maps and everything. So instead of trying to push for some equipment inside the operator's room, can we just set it up in the cloud and then they use their current workstations to access?
Yes, that's possible. Although then they have to consider what happens in the cloud, some issues the operator cannot take also. It's hard for this with cloud system to have a backup system. Usually the operators have a backup system. They replace some of the parts they can replace.
Do you already have clients for this system that you
So, yeah, well, this system is an imagination of what could have been if we had all the time in the world. But most of the technology is there, it can be applied. Some of it I have seen is working in Northern Europe mostly. But most of the stuff is working. So it's applied. And they have seen great results reducing the response time.
If you have to use some IoT devices, sensor, what will you back to this environment?
So we have used some kind of relays that have a web server on it, mostly for station automation. So one is the doors, opening the big door before the ambulance. That can be done from the operator or by instantly, if the operator sets the priority to high, the door can open. Another, usually these stations have loudspeakers that alert the personnel to go to the parts. That can be done with relays to start the speech. Usually that is what other stuff can use as well.
Yes, hello, my name is Kostel Someshan. So what you show us is nice, but I do not see much implementation of smart things. So in my opinion, why don't you put a smart device on the bike itself or on the car? So if, like a G-Shock sensor, yeah? So if something is wrong and the car stops in 1 second, yeah, they send the GPS position automatically to the 112 system, because you know the time. The problem with the time is that it's very hard for one people to explain where he is at that moment, right? So that is the time you are losing. And if this is done automatically, it's much nicer and the time could be lowered. Also, if let's say a person has some kind of illness, yeah? You said it will push a button and it will go to the 112 system. I do not see it like this. Why don't you make a man-down system, and if the person has a problem with like a heart disease or something and he falls down and do not move, then the position is automatically sent to the 112.
Yeah, that's...
I can answer the question. Actually, there are already a lot of cars, not only the high-end, but there are a lot of cars. I think Renault and Citroën, for sure, they have this kind of system. If you have a crash, they automatically call. I think also my car has it, but I don't have that service paid or something. So that's in place already. And the second question with the phone, I've seen it in old people. There are phones that if you go down, it automatically calls the specific person or 112. And also it's used in industry. For example, if we are speaking about chemical plant or oil and gas, if some guy goes in the part of the plant where it's something toxic and goes down, his station or his phone, it's automatically signals an alarm. So these things are already implemented. Maybe not as that in a defined system as for safety, but there are. So it's just that it's not for 112 straight.
Yeah, so the technologies are endless.
Yeah, it's there, I know, for sure.
Hello, my name is Sorin Pop, and I was just trying to tell you that I've seen this system working. If you are in contact with the emergency services here in Târgu Mureș, you will see something like that working. And if you will, I don't know, contact their IT department and so, you will see a very nice implementation of this system, as they call it, telemedicine, telemedicine. And so, of course, we are talking here about two systems that already exist, but they need to go together. So I think this is your goal, and this should be the solution. Like these sensors on persons or vehicles or so, they already exist. This technology is here, but linking together these technologies with the cloud computing and GPS location and everything, this is the big challenge in my opinion. Thank you.
Any answer, or you don't expect it?
It was just a remark, not a question.
Do you want to answer? It's okay. Okay, so I think we are all with the question. If you have more, you can talk with him during the break. Thank you again.